Good morning, my dear student. Now I am going to teach. Now I am going to teach class 7. Yesterday I have taught you about the sentence and its type. Okay, and we have discussed about the assertive sentence, interrogative sentence, imperative sentence, and exclamatory sentence. Okay, on the basis of structure, in the general kind, the sentence is divided into this, and on the basis of structure, the sentence is divided into three categories: simple sentence, compound sentence, simple sentence, complex sentence, and compound sentence. Okay, simple, on the basis of structure, sentence divided into three categories. Okay, first is simple, another is complex, and the third kind is compound. Okay, now you have a question: what is simple sentence, what is complex sentence, and what is compound sentence? Okay, the simple sentence. What is simple sentence? The sentence which express a meaningful sense, that is called simple sentence. Okay, or the sentence which stands of its own, it is called a simple sentence. It has a verb. Okay, it has a verb, subject, and complete thought. Okay, the sentence have only one main clause. They have a subject, verb, and complete thought. That is called the simple sentence. For example, I saw him on the road. Okay, second sentence, my brother and Anita are good friends. My brother and Anita are good friends. Here. Okay, I have given you the two examples. I saw him on the roads. My brother and Anita are good friends. What I told in the simple sentence, they have a subject, a verb, and a complete thought. Okay, so then we call it as a simple sentence. Clear? A simple sentence is a kind of sentence which have a subject, a verb, and a complete thought. Just observe this sentence: I saw him on the road. My brother and Anita are good friends. Here, I is the subject and so is the verb. Okay, and him, the sentence I saw him on the road, it expresses a complete thought. It's an independent sentence. So the sentence stands of its own. That means it expresses its own thought. So it is called the simple sentence. Look at the second sentence: my brother and Anita are subject, and are is verb. Okay, and the whole sentence: my brother and Anita are good friends. They express a complete thought. Okay, or in the other words, this sentence stand of its own. Okay, or stands independently. So this is called a simple sentence. Okay. Now we move to complex sentence. So what is complex sentence? Okay. Complex sentence always has a main clause. Have a main clause. Complex sentences always have a main clause and one main clause and one or more subordinate clause. Okay. So here the point should be, remember that one main clause and one and more subordinate clause. Now we have a question, what is clause? I have told you several times that a clause is a part of sentence. Clear? Simply a clause is a part of sentence. A part of sentence is called a clause. Clear? And now we have to discuss about the complex sentence. What is complex sentence? How the sentence is called a complex sentence? If the sentence has one main clause and with that one or more subordinate clause, then we call it as a complex sentence. Clear? Now you have a question, what is main clause? Main clause is a part of sentence which express a complete thought. Here, and the part express its own meaning, that means it stands of its own. Okay, but what is subordinate clause? Subordinate, in the other word, you can say the dependent clause. Here, the part of sentence of the clause which express its meaning by the main clause. Okay, or when it expresses its meanings, it cannot. That means it cannot stand of its own. Okay, in order to express its meanings, it always depends upon the another clause or the another part of the sentence. I will make you clear. Okay, in the example, when I reach the station. Okay, when I reach there. Okay, Jatin had left the place. Jatin had left the place. Okay, I am giving you another example. Example number 2. He did not wear his coat. He did not wear his coat. He did not wear his coat because it was not ironed. Now my dear student, look at these examples, observe this. When I reached the station, Jatin had left the place. Here Jatin had left the place is main clause. Why it is called main clause? Main clause, it is called main clause. Okay. Why it is called the main clause? Because it expresses its own meaning. The sentence or the part of sentence Jatin had left the place, it stands of its own. Okay. But when I reach there, it's an incomplete thought. It's a incomplete thought. In order to express its meaning, it always depends upon the main clause. So it is called subordinate clause. Clear? So look at the second sentence. He did not wear his coat because it was not ironed. Okay. He did not wear his coat. Here he did not wear his coat is a complete thought. Okay. So this is main clause. Okay. Main clause. But because it was not ironed, it depends upon the main clause. So this is called subordinate clause. Clear? Now compound sentence. Here we have to remember two things. When the subordinate clause comes first, a comma should be used to separate the two clauses. Okay. You have to look page number 7. Note. when the subordinate clause comes first, a comma should be used to separate the two clauses. When the main clause comes first, a comma should not be used to separate two clauses. When subordinate clause comes in the first, look at the first sentence. When I reach there, it's a subordinate clause, it comes first. So we put a comma to separate this clause. And look at the second sentence. He did not wear his coat. It's a main clause, and because it was not ironed, it's a subordinate clause. So comma should not be used here. Clear? From this point, from this context, we get to know that when the subordinate clause comes first, then we use comma to separate the two clauses. Okay? When the main clause comes first, then we cannot use comma. Clear? Now move to next, compound sentence. The third kind of sentence is called compound sentence. So what is compound sentence? Compound sentence have two or more main clause connected to one another by coordinating conjunction. Okay? This sentence have two or more main clause. Okay? It have two or more main clause. Here, main clause and connecting with coordinating conjunction. Okay? Coordinating conjunction. Okay? So what is compound sentence? If the sentence has two or more main clause and these are connecting with coordinating conjunction, then we call it as a compound sentence. Okay? Now I am giving you some example. I believed her. Comma, for she never tells a lie. For she never tells a lie. Clear? Now, example number 2. Vibhu called his friend. Vibhu called his friend. Vibhu called his friend and he came at once. And he came at once. One important thing, okay, I believed her, for she never tells a lie. Here, these are the two independent clause. She never tells a lie. These are the two main clause. This is also a main clause and this is also a main clause. Why? Because these sentences or the parts of sentences stands of its own. Okay, they are stands independently, but they are joined by the coordinating conjunction for. Okay, so look at the second sentence. Vibhu called his friends. It's a clause, and he came at once. It's a clause, but this clause connected by the coordinating conjunction, and so these are called the compound sentence. These are the main clause. Okay, Vibhu called his friend. This is also a main clause, and this is also a main clause. He came at once, because this clause expresses its own meaning. Okay, it expresses its complete thought, not incomplete thought. Okay, and the stands of its own, or the stands, you can say they stand independently. So these are called, and they are connected with the coordinating conjunction, and so these are called compound sentence. Okay. In the later part of our class we will discuss about the conversion of sentence. How the simple sentence converted into a complex sentence, and how complex sentence converted into a simple sentence, and how simple sentence converted into a compound sentence, and how compound sentence converted into a simple sentence. Okay, the later part of this chapter will be discussed in our next class. Okay, so you have some, I have given you, I am giving you some I am giving you some homeworks. Let's revise. Number A, okay, number C, and yes, number A and C. Do number A and C, it's your homework. Write down your homework. Do it yourself. I will discuss one by one. Okay. Homework. A and C is your homework. Okay. Till then, goodbye and see you in our next class.